sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough. I wanna live right now. Baby, I'm as young as the night. I wanna dance right now. On the floor, I feel so alive. Don't stop, turn it up. 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 Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We're going hard. Pour some more into my cup. Sparkling star. Crystal glitter all over.
Baby, I was in here having a party all by myself. Do you hear me? I was in here like, yes, come on with this music and this song. I love it. I love it. And guess what? You are here with me, Angela A. Love Lewis, at the SheEO Center stage. So if you have not tuned in before, you are in for a treat, because I have my special guest with me tonight who is going to talk to us about all things. I'm just going to let her tell you what the things are about, because I don't want to spoil it. But before she comes on, please make sure that you go ahead and like this broadcast, share this broadcast, tag somebody to come on in, because it's all about spotlighting businesses, business owners, people who are out making an impact, giving them the visibility they need. Hey, Ilyasa. And then making sure that you can just glean some knowledge from them, because they are being able to tell you some things on how they got into business, how they made it, what did they do to, become successful, how did they overcome the odds. And those are things you want to know before you jump into the entrepreneurial pool, right? But tonight, my special guest is none other than JARIA Sharkey. Yes, Miss JARIA, honey, is the bomb.com. If you don't know her, I promise you will love her when you get through with this broadcast, because she's just that amazing. You hear me? So I just want to read her bio a little bit to give y'all just a little bit of attention information about who she is and what she does, right? So JARIA is the executive director of Pendlove, Inc. Pendlove, Inc. is a not-for-profit organization that has been providing seniors and the mildly mentally ill community with long-term care housing, resources, and services since 1985. Yes. Pendlove offers a wide array of programs and services that are designed to improve the health and well-being of the senior community. The programs and services include weekly meals, group classes, social services, caregiving education, family caregiver support, advocacy, and more. JARIA is the founder of My Leading Young Lady, Inc., a leadership mentoring program for girls ages 4 through 18. She is also an author and certified life coach with a focus on long-term care. Her career background includes long-term care, compliance, regulations, safety, training, and development. Listen, let me bring on to the SheEO Center stage, Miss JARIA. There you go. Hey. You're on mute.
Okay.
There you go. I got you.
Okay.
How are
Hello.
you?
I'm good, Angela. I am wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome. It's so good to see you, honey. Last time I think we got a chance to hang out, baby. We was doing some big things somewhere, honey, enjoying ourselves, right? On a resort. I love it. I love it.
Yes,
So
yes.
listen, I want you to tell everybody, because you gave me this bio that told us about what you do, but it's just kind of a bio. We want to kind of hear from the horse's mouth a little something about you and who you are and what you do. So share your version of that, please, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, everyone. My name is JARIA Sharkey. Like Angela said in my bio, I am the executive director of Pendlove Inc. We are a long-term care organization that have been providing long-term care services, housing, and long-term care services and resources to seniors and the mildly mentally ill community for over 35 years. Pretty much, in a nutshell, we serve seniors. It's very important to our organizations that seniors are, they're taken care of. I mean, when people are ready to put their loved ones, whether it's putting their loved ones in a long-term care community or um, taking care of their loved ones at home so they can age in place or whatever the case may be, we want to be there and be a help.
That's, you know what, it's so awesome to have a facility like yours and for people who care, because I think that's what the biggest challenge for a lot of people is not necessarily that you're dealing with an aging relative, but that you want to put them somewhere where people are going to care about them. Because a lot of times, you know about people who are mistreated, people who, don't get good care. And that's the sad thing that I think a lot of people kind of have a fear of. And so what I love about you, JARIA, is that you do care and you do really think about not only the person who is receiving care, but the people who give care too. So that brings in me talking about this book that you wrote. So while everybody's coming in, hey, everybody, come on in, come on in. Let me see. I want you to talk about your book, Caregivers Need Love Too. Let's talk about the people who give the care, and then we're going to backtrack into the people who receive the care.
Gotcha. Thank you, Angela. Yes, one of my favorite, look, my first book, and probably one of my favorite books ever, Caregivers Need Love Too, pretty much was about, um, pretty much, Angela, first of all, whether you are a professional caregiver or a family caregiver, you have to say yes to being a caregiver because that's what you choose to do. And that's what the book was about for me. A lot of people, you got to know what's your why. You got to be committed and you got to give it your yes. You can't say yes because that's your mom or your dad or your spouse, or that's your spouse parents, or whatever the case may be. But the book is just talking about, first of all, giving that work,
Yeah.
your yes. And it's also just talking about just being committed, and how, the importance of being less, because being a caregiver, regardless if you're on the professional side or the family side, excuse me, it's not you can't be selfish. It's a pure selfish work. It's selfless, excuse me, work. So that book, my book is just hitting on those points about, the importance of being selfless, the importance of giving that work, your yes, and doing it because that's something that you choose to do and not based on anybody else, and including the person that you're caring for. It has to be totally you giving it, your yes to the work.
Right, right. And I see Empress said, we needed that when my grandmother was alive. The thing about it is caregiving, like you said, and I'm glad that you're kind of clarifying a little bit, because so many people feel obligated. And a lot of times when you feel obligated, you start getting overwhelmed. You start, kind of getting resentful. You start kind of getting, all these different feelings that start building up because you don't feel like you have an opportunity to live your life because you're sacrificing it for somebody else. And I'm glad that you said you have to make a decision that this is really what you want to do, and not because of who it is, because you're doing them a disservice if you're not doing it from a space of love and compassion and just really want to do good for them. So can you kind of share some of the things, JARIA, that maybe people deal with when they are struggling with that piece, and how they can kind of transition out of it? What do they need to do if they start feeling themselves overwhelmed with taking care of somebody, if they're not in a facility but maybe at home?
Gotcha. And Angela, just like what you were saying, as far as you know, just when you give it your yes, right? That's the first thing. And let me say this. Say, for instance, if you're doing it out of obligation, right? Let's talk about that part. When you do it out of obligation, said the overwhelmness, the fatigue, the burnout, all of that is going to come, right?
Mhm.
That's on the flip side. If you do it and you give it your yes, guess what? Fatigue, burnout,
Mhm.
all of that is still going to come. But what's
Yes.
going to be different is it's going to be different because at the end of the day, once you're done experiencing those things, you'll just go back and get back at it. But if you're on the other side where, hey, I feel obligated to doing this and all of that, and then now you're not going to focus more on that person. You're going to start focusing on you. You're going to start focusing on what you're missing out. And if I didn't have to
Mhm.
do this and be that, but once again, if you give it your yes, burnout is there. All of that same frustration, everything is there. But you will always point back to your why, and that's that
Yeah.
person. They will always come first in that. So that's the difference of that. When you give it
Yes.
your yes, and then when you just
Just doing it just to be doing it. Exactly, exactly. I'm looking at Kelly. She put, I know firsthand caring for my aunts, taking care of my family, and running a business. And it's a lot, you know what I'm saying, for people if that's not your natural tendency to be able to do that. Because, people say that taking care of a child is a lot, but on the same token, when you start getting to people who are becoming elderly, a lot of times it reverts back. They may start having, memory losses. They may just, start doing things that keep them from really experiencing life, and they get frustrated themselves. So it's just like a hard thing to deal with. And I don't think people really understand all of the things that come into play with that. So I'm so glad with the book that you all put some a face to it, and some emotions to it, and some things to say that, if you're a caregiver, you need to take care of yourself as well. You need to find an outlet where you can go out and have a good time, and realize that you deserve to have a life too. And even though you may definitely, this may be your field and what you want to do, still make time for you as well. So that way, when you have that balance, you can come
mm,
to them and take care of them without feeling upset and overwhelmed, and all of those things. And I loved how you broke it down in your section of the book, just talking about the different things that sometimes people just don't want to talk about.
that,
So
that is
Jaria, let me ask you this. For the seniors that you're dealing with, I know that y'all have group activities and all of that. So how easy or hard is it for them to get involved when you have them there and you're taking care of them? Do you see that they really want us to be in a place where they can get involved in group activities, or are they more wanting to be alone and kind of be to themselves and not want to be bothered?
You know what, Angela? The seniors that we serve when we go out into the long-term care communities and
Mhm.
engage with seniors, seniors want to be engaged. They just do. Now you have some that got their own personality, that may be like, I don't feel like being bothered or whatever. But I
Right.
guarantee you, when we break out those cupcakes, or we
Mhm.
break out those goodie bags, or we break out socks, or whatever we're giving away, you better
Mhm.
believe that one who don't want to be bothered want to be bothered.
Oh, they want to be
So
bothered then?
they want to be engaged. Yeah, because he want a pair of socks or cupcakes, so they want to be engaged and they are excited. We do a campaign, public service announcement on our
Mhm.
website and everything about visiting your loved ones. If you have loved ones that's in long-term care
Mhm.
communities, go and visit them,
Yeah.
because they want to be engaged. They
Yes.
want people to come and see them and check on them. So yes, they are very
Oh,
engaging.
I'm so glad you said that, Jaria, because I don't think people realize when you have someone in a facility, I don't care how many people they see there, how many activities and games, it still doesn't replace their family and friends coming to see them and spend time with them. And sometimes, I guess they probably feel like, okay, you've put me over here out of sight, out of mind, but they're still living and breathing. So you can't just put them over here and forget about them. You still got to make some time to, come and spend some time with them and let them know they're still loved and cared about, even if you're not able to see them and get there every single day. That's important.
Yes. And Angela, yes, it is. It is very, very important. I can't stress that enough. At Pendlove, at our long-term care facility, when we had a actual facility where seniors came to us and lived at our facility, we were their family. I mean, we didn't even
Mm-hmm.
refer to our seniors as patients. That
Mm-hmm.
was just a no-no. We referred to them first of all as clients, because
Mm-hmm.
they were our clients.
Mm-hmm.
And even though we had parties and birthday parties and um, Christmas events and Fourth of July events, we had all this stuff every day. Angela, as you said earlier, that just did not replace them feeling that or seeing their loved ones. They still wanted to see their loved ones, even though we embrace them as family. So family support is extremely important.
Yes. And for those while we were talking about it, if you got somebody who you know, and hey Regina, thanks for tuning in. If you know, hey Marshall, if you have somebody who you know is in a long-term care facility, if you have someone who you know is a caregiver, tag them, because I know JARIA is a wealth of information and she's going to be able to, share some things with you that may help you or your loved one as they're going, through this transition period of, maybe leaving from their house into, a facility. So that's really important. And then make sure y'all stay to the end, because y'all know we always do something here on the center stage. So don't y'all miss out by trying to check out early. Y'all better stay with us to the very end, right? Yes. I see Kelly said much needed insight. Yes. Jaria, what I love is just, you have such compassion and you just have such a gentle way, of really talking about things. And I know that when you're dealing with elderly, and this is for people who are in these type of service industries, it's a lot of compliance that goes along with that. It's a lot of training ongoing that you have to deal with. Can you tell people about, some of the requirements or some of the things that, you need to make sure you have in place if you're looking to either work in a facility or even to launch your own facility?
You know what, Angela, the first thing I would say, being on both sides of the fence, meaning on the professional side of things as well as on the family side of things. First of all, you guys, what I would say, and I say it with an open heart and as direct as I can, don't do it for the money. If the
Mm,
money is your reason, rethink it,
mm,
because it is money in healthcare, in the healthcare field, in this industry. I understand that, but when it
mm,
comes to taking care of life of another, money cannot be your driving point.
yeah.
It has to be that you care. You may not have the passion to do it, but you gotta have at least the compassion for
Mm,
to care for seniors. So I definitely would say don't do it for the money. I would definitely also say learn the rules and regulations in certain states, like for instance in the state of Tennessee. If you have three or less beds, then you're not required to have a license in the state of
oh,
Tennessee
okay.
for not, for a non-medical facility. And what I mean by non-medical facility, I mean like a care home, a residential home for the aged. Different states call them different things. So say for instance, you're not required to have a license, right? But what I would say to anyone that's starting a home, even though you're not required, if you're not required to have a license, go out there to your state web facility, that type of facility that you're running. In this case, it's a non-medical facility, and find out what those rules and regulations are, and run your facility as if you were regulated by the state. Okay,
Mm, yeah.
because that's what I would highly suggest. And also, if you want to run a facility and be licensed and all of that, then once again, go out, learn the rules and regulations. Let me say this, Angela.
No,
Most
break it
people,
down, Jaria.
most people want to, the first thing they hear, because they think it's a lot of money in this field anyway. But I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who have the passion and the compassion to do this work.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, before you even think about trying to get a building, trying to find a location, and all of that good stuff, first of all, go out to your state, to your state's website, the Department of Health, or whichever one that hosts those regulations. And first of all, find out the requirements to
Yeah.
run whatever facility that you're desiring to run. And what that will do for you will tell you all of the security things, all of the administration things, everything that's required to have a facility. Because you
Mhm.
can go out there and buy a property, right? Go out there and buy a home and say, you know, hey, I'm gonna have these many beds and I'm gonna be in this and all of that. And then guess what? When you go down the rules and regulations and it's time for the state to come out, what if you do not have the right rails? What if your rooms that you
Mm.
have are not the right dimensions for the beds to go in? So in other words, you will have to go back in and restart or not, or take a risk of not being licensed.
Mhm. You know what now, Jaria, let me go on and say you did good with that one right there, because I don't think people think about the parameters. There's certain industries that you get in and you can go and get in there and do your thing and it's not really regulated in a certain manner. But then there are industries that are highly regulated, have a lot of things that have to be done, and you need to make sure that you got your I's dotted and your T's crossed. And this is one of them. And so, it's a place where you have to continuously get education, or continue your education and make sure you're on top of things that get passed down as far as laws and things like that. I see Regina was saying, yes, it is so important for family to be present. She worked in home health care, and the stories that she heard from the clients and what she has seen was heartbreaking. Sometimes you literally have to have a servant and caring heart. That's good. That is so good. Yes.
I
um
agree.
but I definitely like that, Jaria. And I really, we will urge people, if you have questions and you are thinking about, really getting into this area, because like Jaria said, as people age and live longer, there's more needs for these type of facilities.
Absolutely.
However, you can't go into it for just the money, because the money is going to cause you to, maybe start doing some things that are not going to be in the best interest. And then, we don't want you to get hemmed up and be behind them bars asking for somebody to put some money on your books. So don't do that. Tell them, Jaria, look, don't you get yourself caught up. You can get
Absolutely.
caught
Listen
up.
to Angela.
Listen, you can get caught up. You hear me? So make sure that if you don't know for sure, then get with somebody who can tell you, or go to the state, because I mean, they literally list things out to tell you what you need to do before you get too far in. Because I'm telling you, it's a lot of money involved with getting it to start off with. But if you don't do it correctly, imagine spending money, it's not correct. Now you got to go back, redo some things. That's a whole lot of work for something that you're just trying to get some money out of, and you don't even have the passion to do it, much less the compassion. So definitely this is something. But Jaria, I am going to, let me see, somebody else said, yes, seeing mentality, being able to put others before you. I have done this before and it was hard to see and do. Honey, listen, I know my husband's grandmother was in a nursing home. And I just remember, going, and I would be in there. You could walk down the halls and you could hear people just crying or just hollering, and I'm just like, where the people at? They ain't gonna go see about these people, and that's just me, one person. But just imagine if you got other people and people, and I know it's a hard thing, and I know you got to do what you got to do. And you really want to make sure somebody has that caring, compassionate, serving heart to do so. Jaria, before I let you go by yourself, though, let me say this about what is it, my leading young lady?
Yes.
How did you come up with that name?
You know what? I came up with that name, believe it or not. Um, I was looking for programs for my daughter, and I wanted to do more than just cheerlead. And nothing's wrong with cheerleading and dancing and all that good stuff. But I wanted her to start developing leadership skills, things that she can utilize as a young girl at the time. And I kept
Right.
looking, Angela, I kept looking, and I could not find one. I could not find a program like that. So I remember the Spirit of the Lord just saying, start one. And I'm like, you talking to me? You telling me to start one? And of course I ignored it or whatever, but it came back again because I kept looking. And he said, start one. So that is how my leading young lady came up, thinking about my daughter and thinking about young ladies, because everybody always think you have to wait till you become an adult to be a leader. No, you can be a young lady, elementary, middle school, high school, whatever, So I said that's my leading young lady. So and personal as parents, that's my leading
That's
young
my
lady
baby
right
right
there.
there out here
That's
doing
yeah.
things. Yes. I love that concept, and I think it's so needed. There's so many young ladies that, are just natural born leaders. And sometimes you have people that, they just need a guiding hand, somebody kind of, show them a few things to
Yeah.
develop that natural talent. So, Jaria, honey, listen, I love that. Somebody said, Miss Jaria, that's dope. Yes, it is. So, I'm going to step off of here and let you come on and just share whatever you want to, whether it's about my leading young lady, about caregiving, about being an author, whatever it is that you want to share with people. I'm going to let you have the spotlight in the SheEO Center stage, ma'am. So I'll be back.
All right. Well, hello. I think I'm on here, you all. Hello, everyone. The thing that I will just want to share, I know Angela was talking a lot about, caregiving and things like that. And one thing I would say, and I say it from the bottom of my heart, is that whatever you decide to do, whether you are a professional caregiver or you are a family caregiver, do it because it's something that you want to do. And I'll just give you just a quick background. Um, Probably about almost 7 or 8 years ago, I remember my husband coming to me and he was, telling me, he said, honey, my mom does not getting any better. She seems like, and I really need to be there with my mom. And I was like, okay, and he's like, I just don't, think that she's getting the type of care that she needs. And I really want to be there for my mom. So of course, I listened to my husband's heart and I told my husband, I said, well, honey, if you go, I mean, you just can't leave me. I'm gonna go with you. He's like, but I don't want you to give up your life to go and do that. That's my mom. And I said, and I understand that. And I know that you love your mom. So, and because I know the heart that you have for your mom, I knew that from the time that I met him. I said that, I'm going to go with you. We're one. I'm going with you. So of course, we, uprooted our life and it could have been easily, I could have easily said, well, you could just bring her here to our home. You know why? Because it would have been convenient for me. I wouldn't have had to adjust my life. But when you're dealing with loved ones, that have dementia, and in this case, my loved one, my mother-in-law had dementia. You can't take them out of their familiar environment. It is just a disaster. I mean, it's devastating to do that. So I told him no, we would go, to her home, and we were, because that's what she's familiar with. So I went, and just like I wrote in my book, and earlier you heard me, excuse me, tell Angela that it's so important that you give caregiving, whether once again it's professional arena or the family arena, you got to give it your yes. And you know what, you all, I didn't realize we took care of my mother-in-law almost 7 years before she passed away last year in 2020. Well, now it's been almost 2 years in 2021. Time is just going by so quick. But anyhow, I remember my mother-in-law, she was some work, but she would always just do things, and it was very frustrating. Angela missing some things earlier about the burnout and the frustration and all of those things. And I just remember, like, I'm taking care of her. Why is she so mean? Why would she just won't let us help her? And it was just going and on and on. And then I remember one day bathing her. And I remember the Lord saying to me, you never gave this your yes. You did this for your husband. And I really thought I gave it my yes, but I didn't. He said, you can't do this for your husband. You got to do it because it's something that you choose to do. And I did not realize, I mean, you're talking about almost 7 years of frustration and burnout and things like that. For the Lord to say, Jeree, you never gave this your yes. You said yes, but you said yes for your husband. You didn't say yes to taking care of your mother-in-law. So right there that day, and pretty much, believe it or not, it was 6 months before my mother-in-law passed away unexpectedly. And I told the Lord, yes, yes. And from that day forward, you all, believe it or not, my mother-in-law was the nicest. She still had her ways, but it was just different. I'm not going to say she was the nicest, but what I will say is my perspective, the way that I responded to her behavior and things like that was different. I was not as frustrated. I was not as burnt out as all of those things that I was, and didn't realize that all of my frustration and the burnout and all of the disappointment and all of those trying to rethink, did I do the right thing? All of that stuff came because I did not give it my yes. I didn't say yes to taking care of her. I said yes for my husband. But when I gave it my yes, that's when things changed. So that's why it's so important that whether you are a family caregiver or professional caregiver, because guess what, even as a professional caregiver, because I am a professional caregiver as well, and we've served seniors for over 35 years. And if you're just doing it for a job, for a check, then guess what, when that senior spit on you or when that senior kick you or slap you, then you know what, if you're just doing it for a check, guess what, in your mind, you're like, I ain't got to take this, I can just go get another check, and you may quit or do something to hurt that senior. And guess what? No, but people who don't do it for a check, but they do it because they care, then guess what? The senior you may want to just react, but guess what? You're going to pull back because you're going to know that that's not that senior. You know that you're going to remember why you're there. So once again, even on a professional side, you got to give it your yes. You got to do it because you want to be there. You got to do it because you care. You cannot do it for cash, for a check. You got to do it because you care. So that's what I would say. And also just, to throw in there with my leading young lady, you know what I mean? I dealt with youth for years and I still mentor youth. However, with the thing about it is being on the senior side of things, that's what I've been called to. It is so important to me to bring the youth into the seniors, because in this day and time, in this society, back then in my time coming up, we had to respect our elders. We had to check on our seniors. We had to be there for them. And unfortunately, society have gotten so far away from that. So that is my plan to bring that connection back. Because believe it or not, seniors need young people and young people need seniors. So we're going to definitely through our programs start building that gap. But once again, if you decide to do caregiving, if you are a caregiver, you hear people sometimes always talking about self-care. Self-care is essential. I know sometimes everybody's made it such a big, it's just a big, like a big thing that's talked about or whatever. No, it's very serious. And everybody's self-care doesn't look the same. My self-care may be just being able, while my mother-in-law is sitting eating, or my loved one is sitting eating or sleeping, and I'm just been able to just sit in a chair and breathe. Or it may be me able to read a book, or it may be listening to music, or it may be just getting in the car and taking a drive, when your spouse or whatever your break is, whatever your release time is, take it. Because I'm telling you, you cannot, there's no way you can take care of other people if you don't take care of yourself. I believe, I love that saying when they're saying you're on an airplane and they tell you put your mask on first, before you help anybody else, put your oxygen mask on. So that's how it is when you're caring for other people. You cannot care for other people and do not take care of yourself first. You have to take care of yourself first, because whether we believe it or not, I've heard many stories to where people are taking care of their loved one and they end up passing away before the loved one that they were caring for. So take self-care very seriously. Whatever your self-care may be, you know what I mean, then do that. Whatever that means for you, or however that looks for you. But once again, whether you gotta have passion to care, or you gotta have compassion to care, but you gotta have one of the two.
on us, JARIA. Listen, that was such good information, and the chat was really blowing up. I mean, I'm gonna go back and kind of just highlight a few people. I think Farika said, "Wow, this brings back memories." Woo! But thank God, all is well. And somebody else said, "Honey, what you were saying was 100%. You got to serve with compassion." And then Kelly said, "My Lord," and they will. And you have to remember, it's the sickness and not them. Somebody else came through and said, "You have to care about what you do. I give it my yes." And then somebody said, "Exactly. We must mentor our youth." I think that was Reverend Pat. We must mentor our youth and young adults to respect and serve our seniors. And so that's a beautiful thing for you to have something where you can show them, because like you said, they need each other. I remember being a little girl, and Mr. Adams and Miss Gaynell, his wife, they used to live up the street from us, honey. And I remember I loved going over there. And I don't really know why I loved going over there so much, but just talking, and they just, talked to me like I was a little adult too. And she would have her little cookies, and me and Mr. Adams would sit on the couch and watch some Price is Right or something. But I just always loved being around them. And this is something to say that you learn as a child how to treat your elders. You learn how to look out for them, but it helps them stay young too, because you're talking and asking questions. And so it's just a good environment. So anytime you can give children and seniors opportunities to be around each other, do that, because it's a win-win for both of them. As they're learning, the seniors are able to give back and give love and show them and talk to them about some things. And it's a great memories to be built when it happens. So I love it. And then, of course, you talked about you can't pour from an empty cup. You got to put your oxygen mask on first, because at the end of the day, when you're burnt out, you can't really help them. You can't really be of service. So, yes, because I said, OMG, that was so good, JARIA. Yes, she did a great job. Either passion or compassion, one or the other is a must. Yes. Yes, and somebody else came back and said, "Our seniors hold the wisdom needed to get through life's challenges." So true. So true. So, JARIA, let us know, because not only are you doing your home, your facility with the seniors, and you're doing all those things, and you're doing it with the youth, but y'all are really expanding out. And so I want to know some of the new programs that you have that are coming out for the seniors in the community.
Well, awesome. I'll be glad to tell you, Angela. Actually, on March the 13th, we will be we're having our grand opening for our Senior Resource Center, which is called the Love Hub. So we're excited about that. Yay!
Yes.
Yay! Also, so on March the 13th, we'll be opening up our Love Hub, and right there in our very own Love Hub, we will also be kicking off our Shirley Cares Cafe on March the 17th. And pretty much we'll be providing seniors with a hot, nutritious meal every Friday. So we are excited. And not only seniors, we also will be serving the families in the community as well, along with the seniors. So we're excited about the Love Hub and our Shirley Cares Cafe.
That is so beautiful. I just love it, JARIA, because sometimes, and it's kind of sort of when we talk about, when people are talking about businesses and scaling, and that just means that you are starting off in one place, but then you see room for growth. And the Love Hub, I love the name. Like, this just sounds like somewhere you want to be. Like, you just know, like, oh, it's just gonna be so good, and everybody's gonna have a good time. So, who came up with the name, JARIA?
You know what, Angela? Not to pat myself on the back or anything, but I did. Just pray that.
Took that horn. Yes, I love
yes,
it.
I did. Thank you.
That is super cute. Yes, I love it. I love it. So, yeah, if you want to find out more about Miss JARIA's facility, go to www.pendloveinc.com so that you can see all the great things. And I'm telling you, it's an inspiration when you see someone who's not just sitting there, just doing the business, because hey, sometimes the business going good, sometimes you're thinking like, I'm making money, the people looking happy, they're bringing people in, things are going good, but you don't stay complacent. You continue to push yourself and challenge yourself to go to other levels. And the Love Hub is another level. Shirley Cares is another level. So you continue to improve and add on. And I just think that's just such an amazing thing, that you think of things. A lot of times you have to think of, anticipate the need, and then provide it. And I know that when you have those type of communities, that is a blessing to have someone like you who is thinking outside of the box. So let's go ahead at this point, because y'all know we have so much going on here in the SheEO District. I love that, center stage is just really important, because bottom line is all about visibility. It's all about showcasing people. So JARIA, what would you say if somebody says, how important is visibility to your business? What would your response be?
You know what? Visibility to our business is very, very important, Angela. As you mentioned in our bio, we are a nonprofit organization. So, of course, most of our funds come from, donors and supporters and things like that in the community supporting us. It's very, visibility is very important. Yes.
That's good. And I look at Run Past, I'm a senior. We need a love hub in Houston, baby. Look, they need love hubs all over the world, baby. Look, everybody needs. Look, what Oprah said, you get a love hub. You give a love hug. Everybody get one. Yes. And while we're talking about that, like JARIA said, it's the spirit of compassion to really think about what somebody else needs, what somebody else can benefit from. And one of the biggest things, y'all, if you have seniors in your life, is hugs, honey. So although these are not all seniors, we have a video that we're going to bring up where it's the SheEO brunch. And listen, we were just in a space of just want to give out love and hugs. So let's cue that up, and let's just let you know the next brunch is 4/29. So make sure you get ready to get your tickets. I know they're going on sale pretty soon if they're not already on sale now. And make sure you invite a friend, because there's nothing like a SheEO brunch. In the spirit of all the hugs, baby, hug yourself. Give yourself a good hug. Because listen, hugs can do a lot of things. It releases endorphins. It helps you to, just feel better about yourself. I see Raheem says, yes, I have to make it to the next one. I hope you get to come. She says, so much love. She absolutely loves this. And somebody else said, let me see who that was. I absolutely love this video. It's a feel good. And then y'all know Mary J. Blige be dropping that music and that song, honey. It makes you get into it. So I love it. JARIA, I'm so just grateful to have you on here, because number one, you always have the best spirit. You just always so calm and just so smooth, and it just makes me feel really good whenever you're around. If y'all have ever had a chance to be around JARIA, y'all know what I'm talking about. She just oozes that a nice, sweet, gentle spirit. And that's why I know God had already designed for you to be in this type of industry, because they need somebody like you, not only to show the compassion and the love that you do, but then also think outside the box to create a love hub, to create Shirley's Cares. You know what I'm saying? And then the beautiful thing is, although it's for seniors, you've said that we're going to do it for the community too. So just, if somebody needs it, come on out. We're going to help you too. We're not going to close our doors just because, you don't fit into that age bracket. And I just think, that's a big heart. And the bigger your heart is, the more God is going to continue to bless you and allow what you do to continue to just get bigger and bigger and better and better. So again, and I see somebody was talking about, we need the love hubs everywhere, baby. Yes, honey, love hubs need to be everywhere. So, y'all know that we have JARIA on this week. So next week we have none other than Chef Latoya Larkin. So if y'all have not met Chef Latoya Larkin, baby, you are in for a treat, honey, because she is doing Black girl tamales, honey. She is putting a southern twist on some traditional cuisine. So if you ever had tamales, honey, you ain't had them like this, because I'm telling you, she has collard green flavors. She has so many different, I think it's smoked turkey. It's just so many good flavors, and I've had the privilege of being able to have them, and they are amazing. So make sure y'all tune in. Chef Latoya is doing big things, honey. She is really has taken her business to another level, and that's what it's really all about. We showcase people who are not just doing the status quo; they are really expanding now. They are really looking at their businesses and looking to see ways that it can get even better. And so, JARIA, I'm just super excited about, you being on here to share in that. And let's see, we talked about Latoya next week. Make sure. Oh, we have been blessed. I don't know if y'all ever follow, but we are doing empowered mornings. So me and the Fab Five come on Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let me tell y'all, we are now getting ready to broadcast inside the SheEO District as well. So hats off to our founder, Kelly A. Bowens, who saw fit to say, let me let this big mouth sister of mine come on in here and do what she do and come on and show up at 7 a.m. And so, I said yes, of course, because we love it in the SheEO District. So anytime we can come in and do what we do, we love to empower. So this is the Fab Five. And yesterday we had our very first live event here in the Marietta, Georgia area, and it was phenomenal. So we had a great opportunity to just talk to, some people who have been following us, some new friends, and we just had a great time. It's all about empowering one another. When you see your sisters, you want to do so much about just encouragement. Like JARIA said, it's a love hub, girl. I'm going to say we love hubbing all day long. So we done took JARIA's name. We're going to, everywhere you go, just have a love hub. Hug people and just love on them, and then that's what we're gonna call. Look, everything gonna be a love hug, courtesy of Miss JARIA. And listen, I want to talk about also, if you want to get yourself out here, visibility is so important to your business. You need to make sure that you position yourself to let people know who you are, let people know what you do. It's all about media opportunities, whether that is getting on podcasts, whether that's being on the radio, whether that is writing a book, whether that's being in magazines. I mean, media has so many different outlets, and every time you can position yourself to let somebody know who you are, that's just that much more powerful when you get additional eyes. That's just like if y'all think about the Super Bowl. Super Bowl commercials are so expensive because people know this prime real estate. If you can get yourself in front of where millions and thousands and millions of eyes are on you, how many more opportunities do you think people are going to want to tap into your product and services? So here, don't just look at it as, okay, we're on the SheEO and this is the SheEO center stage, because we have a lot of people who may be seeing it live. People come back on the replay. Then people share it to other groups, share it to other pages. So you don't know what the potential is for somebody to say, I saw you on this broadcast, I want to know some more about it. And then it can only be one, it may just be one person that can take you and say, JARIA, I want to just go ahead and donate $1 million to your nonprofit because I have a passion and a heart for seniors. How much would that make a difference to you? It's hundreds and hundreds of viewers every Monday, but just imagine over the course of time, somebody may see you 3 months down the line and be like, baby, Love Hub. Oh, I want to support that. You never know. So that's why it's so important to take advantage of opportunities. Go to www.thesheeodistrict.com. Go on there to programs, go find Center Stage, and then sign up. We're taking people for April going forward. So go ahead and be my first guest for the month of April. Listen, that's my birthday month. That's Kelly's birthday month. So listen, you can come on in April, baby. We're just going to show out and take good care of you. So make sure y'all go to the website and sign up, because we want to talk to you and we want to get you out here so that y'all can share with us what you're doing special in your business. Just like JARIA dropped the mic and shared us with her. So JARIA, what else do you have going on in your business? Anything that you want to share, how people can get in contact with you, or anything else that you want to leave with them?
Well, pretty much like I said, Angela, launching the Love Hub on March 13th, then launching the Shirley Cares Cafe March 17th. And pretty much that's what we got going on. And once again, I just want to leave with everyone. Hey, whether you, if you're a caregiver, a family or professional caregiver, once again, you got to have that passion or compassion. Either one would do it, but you got to have at least one if you're going to flow in that work.
Yes, honey, we want you to flow in the work. Don't get stuck and stagnant. Flow in the work and have some compassion or some passion behind what you do. Look, JARIA done said it, so you make sure you have it. I love that. And we want to go ahead and announce. We got a winner. Y'all know we be looking to see which one of y'all is going to be up in this thing, so we can announce and say who is coming out as the most engaged person for tonight's broadcast. So let me go ahead and just put it on out there. It is none other than Miss Farika Burr. So Farika, that means that you got to say, I'm here, I'm in, I'm still here doing my thing, Farika. So let me see. Are you saying something? Let me see where you at. Because if not, we're going to have to move on to the next one. Make sure you say it. And while we're waiting on her to do that, my company is We Shine Media Solutions. So if you are looking to position yourself as an authority figure, you want to do an ebook, or you want to do a book, or you want to do an anthology, because I currently have the Audacity to Be Empowered anthology going on right now. So if that's something that you want to do, get with me, reach out and let's connect so that you can book a chat with me, or chatwithangela.com, so that we can talk about how to get you more visible, how to make you stand out in your niche, how to become that authority figure so that people are saying, oh, she's out here elevating and dominating in this marketplace. Yes, you're the one who's making it happen, and people need to know that. And so get with me, book a call, and let's talk about some strategies that can help you do that. And most definitely come on a part of the SheEO Center Stage, because that's what we're here for, to really help you to get out here. Because if I shine and you shine, oh, baby, we out here shining together, right? That's what it's all about. Collaborating and shining together. So Farika, are you here? Let's see. Do we have a winner? Anybody know where Farika is at? Let me see if I can. If anybody knows Farika, let's make sure she gets on here and says she's here. Because listen, I don't think we miss anybody yet. I think everybody has said something at one point or another. So we're going to give her another little minute or so to say she's here. And then if not, well, I guess we will have to move on to the next person, because we do have a runner up. So we're going to see here. But JARIA, again, thank you. And y'all know JARIA lives, JARIA, are you actually in the city of Memphis?
I am Memphis, Tennessee.
Come on, baby. Tennessee, born and bred, baby. Come on. I love it. I love it. I'm from Tennessee too. A little up, a little further up, but still part of West Tennessee. So listen, I love it. I love it. It's so awesome. And JARIA, I know that Lakeisha was the visionary author for the Caregivers Need Love Too. I was trying to see. Okay, so Fiora says she would love to connect with JARIA. Okay, so we got somebody, so we'll make sure we make that happen so that y'all, okay, somebody said they in Memphis too. Okay, oh, she is in Memphis too. So yes, make sure y'all connect. We'll make sure Miss JARIA goes back and, gets you in contact with her so that way. But yes, shout out to Lakeisha Lockeridge for being the visionary author for Caregivers Need Love Too.
Yes.
Some amazing people who are part of that, sharing their stories and their journey with being caregivers. And I'm telling you, it's powerful. Give it to somebody who is a caregiver, because sometimes, they just feel like they're out here by themselves and they're struggling. Nobody cares. But guess what? Somebody cares enough to have said, you know what, let's write a book about it. Let's bring some awareness to it. Let's let people know what's going on. And the ladies killed it. They did an amazing job. And of course, yours truly helped to, publish that out there. So yes, shameless plug, but hey,
awesome.
All right, so I was trying to stall a little bit to give Farika opportunity, but looks like we're going to have to go ahead and move on to our runner-up, which is Jasmine D. Millhouse. So Jasmine, are you still here? Come on, Jasmine, let me see you. Let me see if you're going to say it. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at?
Jasmine not here.
I know, right? I was going to say, now listen, we're going to have to default to next week. Look, we're going to look, you know how you do your PTR? We're going to have to carry it over to the next one. We're going to have to carry it over. Let me see here. Is anybody saying anything in the chat? But listen, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna see if one of the ladies will, whoever comes through first, that's who we're gonna make sure we give this to. But until then, JARIA, thank you again for being a part of SheEO Center Stage. Y'all make sure you connect with JARIA. We'll make sure that she makes the connection so that you guys can hook up there in Memphis. Because I'm telling you, it's always good to know people who share the same values and the same thought processes, and you can work together. Because you just never know what can happen when two powerful people get together. All right, so if all hearts and minds are clear, honey, we're getting ready to get out of here. Make sure you tune in next week for the SheEO Center Stage. Latoya Larkin, Chef Diva herself, will be on the broadcast, putting it down and letting y'all know all things about just being a chef and having your business. And she's tapped into some amazing business opportunities that I think will be timeless and will be a big help to you as you progress in your business. So again, y'all take care, be blessed, and we will see you next week on SheEO Center Stage. Things happen, right? This is 2023, baby, and we are unapologetically showing up, running our business, living our lives, and we are SheEO Center Stage. Miss Lene,
yeah,
tell us, honey, about these whoopie pies and how you got started in the business.
Wow, that is a short but long story. I actually started baking at 6. Hello, everyone. I am Renatha Lene Mitchell, and the owner and chef of Lene's Whoopie Pies and Pastries.
Hey, ladies, have you heard about the SheEO Center Stage? If you have not, then please go to the page, check out some of our recent broadcasts, and then go to the SheEODistrict.com, click on programs, go to SheEO Center Stage, and then register so that we can showcase you on the center stage. That's right. It's an opportunity for you to get increased visibility for your business. And not only that, you establish your credibility in your chosen niche, and you promote your products and your services. You let people know who you are, and it's just going to change the game and help your bottom line altogether. And that's what it's all about, positioning yourself and your business to be seen by the masses. So listen, go ahead, sign up, register now so that I can be talking to you on Monday nights on the SheEO Center Stage. I will see you there. Welcome to Center Stage.